I should have felt empty that day. Grief usually hollows people out. But when I stepped through the doorway still in black, still carrying the smell of lilies and wet earth and saw Denise stretched across my couch, like some queen ready to take the throne, I didn't feel numb at all. What hit me was sharp, steady clarity, and a quiet heat building in my chest. Her husband was dragging a suitcase across my hardwood floors, leaving marks. She didn't apologize. She just smiled, sharp and smug, like she practiced this moment in the mirror. "We live here now," she said. "You can leave your key. I already sold your things." I laughed not because anything was funny, but because in that instant I finally understood the ending to a story she had started years ago, and because she had no idea she'd already lost. I met her the same week I met him. Back then, she was sugary sweet in that fake, too perfect way, always complimenting my shoes, my hair, my potential. I was naive enough to think she genuinely liked me. My husband, Mark, was warm and gentle, grateful to be loved. Or so I believed. He'd bring her flowers on her birthday, drive her anywhere she needed, answer her calls at any hour. I thought it was just love for family. Looking back, it was dependence, plain and simple. I ignored the tiny red flags, like how she'd hug him just a bit too long. When she proudly claimed she helped him choose me, I even shrugged it off. Love makes idiots of us at first. After our 4th anniversary, things began to shift. Missed dinners, long showers with his phone on silent, then little things started disappearing: jewelry, keepsakes, personal documents. He said he misplaced them. I didn't fight him. I watched. Then came the message. A text that wasn't meant for me. Fate loves a dramatic entrance. "How much longer do we have to wait? She won't suspect anything." Sent from his phone to Denise. I stared at that screen until everything in me went perfectly still. I wasn't heartbroken. I wasn't shocked. What I felt was exactness, a clean click inside my mind. The beginning of a plan. The first thing I did was call my lawyer. My lawyer, not his. He thought he was clever, shifting money, moving accounts, hiding assets. What he never knew was that I'd always kept my own accounts, my own investments, my own property. This house bought with my inheritance in my name, held in my trust. His name never touched the deed. And as his health declined faster than anyone predicted, his panic grew. So did hers. I didn't confront them. Why waste a reveal before the finale? I just watched them scramble in the shadows while I quietly built a neat stack of paperwork, proof, records of theft, and a clean timeline of every lie they'd ever told. When he died, I didn't shed a tear. I mourned the man I thought he was, not the one he chose to become. So when Denise stood in my living room acting like she had any claim to it, I let her finish her little performance. "Get out," she said again. I smiled. "Are you done?" Right then, the knock sounded perfect timing. She jumped. "Who's that?" I walked to the door, opened it, and stepped aside. 2 officers stood there with my attorney beside them. "Miss Carter," my attorney said, handing me a folder. "Everything is ready." The officers stepped inside and turned straight to Denise. "Ma'am, we have documents identifying you as a suspect in ongoing investigations involving fraud, theft of personal property, and unlawful entry." Her face drained of color. "What? No. Mark told me this was my house now." "It's not," I said softly. "It never was." I watched the realization hit her, slow, sharp, humiliating. Her husband froze, hands half raised as the officers cuffed him as well. For the first time, she looked small, human, nothing like the predator she imagined herself to be. She screamed her husband's name like he could somehow reach back from the grave and save her. But the dead don't save anyone. They just expose what was already falling apart. When the door finally closed behind them and the house slipped into silence, I exhaled. It wasn't sorrow. It wasn't relief. It was simple truth settling into place. People think revenge is wild chaos. It isn't, it's balance restored. I walked through my home, touching the walls, the furniture. Mine again. Always mine. They assumed I was weak, blind, easy to erase. But they forgot the rule I've lived by. The quietest person in the room is usually the one holding the match. And I had just watched the whole rotten structure burn without singeing a single finger.